What if peace could walk into your fear without opening a door? What if the moment you felt most locked in was exactly where hope would find you? What if everything could change, not by escaping your situation, but by something entering it? In the account recorded in the Gospel of John 20:19-23, we are brought into a room filled with tension, fear, and uncertainty. The disciples of Jesus Christ are gathered together, not in celebration, but in hiding. The doors are locked. That detail sets the tone. They are not just inside a room, they are inside their fear. Fear of the authorities, fear of what might happen next, fear of being associated with the one who was just crucified. The world outside feels dangerous, unpredictable, and hostile. Everything they believed in seems shaken. The one they followed is gone. The future is unclear. And so they lock themselves away. But something unexpected happens, without warning, without explanation. Jesus appears among them. No door opens, no sound announces his arrival. He is simply there, standing in the middle of their fear. And the first words he speaks are not correction, not judgment, not explanation. He says, "Peace be with you." This is powerful. Because these are not just words, they are a response to everything the disciples are feeling in that moment. Fear, confusion, anxiety, all met with peace. Not the kind of peace that comes from circumstances changing, but a peace that enters into the circumstances. Jesus does not remove them from the room. He meets them in it. Then he shows them his hands and his side. The wounds are still there. This matters. The resurrection did not erase what happened on the cross, it transformed it. The marks of suffering are now evidence of victory. And when the disciples see him, something shifts. The fear that filled the room begins to fade. John tells us they were glad when they saw the Lord. That word glad carries more than simple happiness. It reflects a deep, overwhelming sense of relief, recognition, and restored hope. Everything they thought was lost is standing right in front of them, alive, present, real. And once again, Jesus speaks, "Peace be with you." He repeats it. Why? Because peace is not just something they hear once. It is something they need to receive deeply. It is something that needs to settle into their hearts, replacing fear with something stronger. But Jesus does not stop there. He continues, "As the Father has sent me, even so I am sending you." This is a turning point. The disciples who are hiding in fear are now being given a purpose. They are not meant to stay in that room. They are not meant to remain locked away. They are being sent. The same way Jesus was sent into the world with purpose, with intention, with a mission, they are now being called to go. Think about that. These are the same people who were afraid, the same people who locked the doors, and now they are being entrusted with something greater than themselves. This shows us something important. Purpose is not given after everything feels safe. It is given even in the middle of uncertainty. Jesus does not wait for them to be fearless. He speaks into their fear. And then something even more profound happens. Jesus breathes on them and says, "Receive the Holy Spirit." This moment is quiet, but deeply significant. Breath. It echoes something ancient. In the beginning, breath was given to bring life. Now breath is given again, but this time it carries spiritual life, empowerment, and presence. This is not just symbolic, it is personal, direct, intentional. Jesus is not only appearing to them, he is giving them something. A new kind of strength, a new kind of connection, a new kind of life. The Holy Spirit is not something distant. It is something received, something that enters, something that remains. And then he speaks about forgiveness. If you forgive the sins of any, they are forgiven them. If you withhold forgiveness from any, it is withheld. This may seem complex at first, but at its core, it reveals the nature of what they are being sent to do. They are not just messengers of information. They are carriers of something transformative. Forgiveness, restoration, reconciliation. The same grace they have experienced is now something they are called to share. The same peace they have received is now something they are meant to bring to others. This changes how we understand the moment. This is not just about Jesus appearing. It is about what happens because he appears. Fear is replaced with peace. Isolation is replaced with purpose. Uncertainty is replaced with direction. And presence leads to transformation. The locked doors are still there. The room has not changed, but the people inside it have. And that is where the power of this passage lies. Because it shows us that change does not always begin with external circumstances. It begins internally. It begins with encounter, with presence, with something entering into our situation and shifting everything from within. The disciples did not go out and find Jesus. He came to them, right where they were, in their fear, in their confusion, in their locked room. And maybe that is what makes this moment so relevant. Because there are times when we feel locked in as well. Locked in by fear, by uncertainty, by situations we cannot control. And we wait for something to change on the outside. But what if the real change begins on the inside? What if peace does not come from escaping the room, but from something entering it? The image of Jesus standing in the middle of the room is powerful. He does not stand at the edge. He does not remain distant. He is in the center, at the heart of everything. And from that place, he speaks peace. He shows his wounds. He gives purpose. He breathes life. He sends. Every action builds on the one before it. Every moment carries deeper meaning, and it all happens in a space that was once filled with fear. This passage invites us to reflect on how we respond to fear. Do we hide? Do we close ourselves off? Do we wait for things to feel safe before moving forward? Or are we open to the possibility that peace can meet us exactly where we are? The disciples did not create this moment. They did not prepare for it. They simply experienced it, and it changed them. The same people who were hiding would later step out boldly. The same voices that were silent would speak. The same hearts that were afraid would carry courage. But it all began here, in a locked room, with a simple greeting: peace be with you. Sometimes the most powerful transformations begin quietly, not with noise, not with spectacle, but with presence, with breath, with a word that reaches deeper than fear. And that is the invitation of this passage, to consider what it means to receive peace, not as an idea, but as something real, something present, something that changes how we see everything. Because when peace enters, fear does not have the final say. When purpose is given, uncertainty does not define the future. When presence is felt, isolation is no longer complete. The room may still be locked, but something inside has been opened. And that changes everything. Thank you for watching this video. If this message has given you a new perspective or encouraged your heart, don't forget to like, follow the channel, and share this video with others who may need to hear it.